Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get started. Please turn the volume on your telephone down and enjoy live tweeting of the event. Ladies and gentlemen, the founder of the New York Video Game Critics Circle, contributor to the New York Times, and all-around nice guy, Harold Goldberg.
Welcome to the fourth annual New York Game Awards. We have a terrific show ready for you right here tonight at Williamsburg. And who are we? We're the New York Video Game Critics Circle, and we're a collection of about 30 really amazing writers who write primarily about video games. We get together and talk games, we argue about games, we vote about the year's very best, and this year we'll be doing more community outreach to schools, so that's really important on our agenda. We're all really happy you're here, but we want to take a moment to remember someone who's... Just 2 weeks ago, we lost one of our founding members, way too soon, the brilliant young writer Andrew Yoon. Andrew was just 29, and he was loved by everyone because he was so kind and generous. But I never saw him happier than when he moved from the world of writing about games to the world of making games. His satirical Divorce game is about to be released, but Andrew won't see it. So we named our newest award the Andrew Yoon Legend Award, and we dedicate every moment of this night to Andrew. Here's to Andrew. And we have a bunch of thank yous. I want to thank Leone Mansion for being so kind and helping with, well, everything from sponsorship to flowers, to John Azalona for designing a brand new award and the program and more, to our AV guys, George Jimenez and Victor Giannis, and to Jason Cipriano, show runner. All of these guys are our circle members. And thanks to Kevin Clark, our web editor, and Harry Rabinowitz, our intern. We also want to thank all the Daily Show guys, the Dorkly guys, for the awesome humor you're about to hear. And we want to thank our sponsors, to Dylan for this wonderful space, to Twitch for being our official streamer once again, to Razer for being our official computer. We actually have a Razer Blade, which we're working with tonight. To our great new sponsors, Green Man Gaming and Think Geek. Welcome aboard. And thanks to American Born Moonshine for 3 kinds of whiskey for our after party. How about a round of applause for whiskey, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for coming out on this cold night in New York City. Let the New York Game Awards begin.
And now, Emmy-winning writer from the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, the handsome and kind Daniel Radosh.
Now there we go. That's better. Welcome to the 4th Annual New York Game Awards. As you know, these awards are chosen by New York City's most prestigious video game critics. And there are a lot of critics here tonight. So before we start, I just want to make sure that everyone is in the right seats. The area to my left is for corrupt industry shills. The right is social justice warriors. And critics who love Assassin's Creed Unity, you are in the 8th row, seats 5 and 7. But we have a great show for you tonight. Not tonight, but in 2 months when the first patch is available. It'll be fine. If you've been to one of our shows before, you know that we are not the slickest awards show out there. It's a little bit sloppy and awkwardly paced, and not everything works right, but we always have a lot of fun. So it's basically the exact opposite of Destiny. The New York Video Game Awards were created to celebrate greatness in gaming, to recognize a year's worth of amazing artistic and technological accomplishments. But we decided to have one this year anyway. All right. Look, I'm just being honest. Everyone went into 2014 expecting that it would be like this big next-gen year. And then the first game out of the gate was Watch Dogs, whose greatest innovation turned out to be that you could push a button to create a traffic jam. The only critic who gave it a perfect 10 was Chris Christie. Thank you. I actually wasn't sure it was a good idea to make a joke about something people barely remember anymore. Watch Dogs. But we were promised so much, right? I mean, we all wanted a Steam Machine, and the only person who got one was Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. I don't. But I got an ew on that one. But tonight we're here to talk about the games that we actually loved. Video games allow us to imagine a world in which we are unlikely heroes. Wizards, psychics, robots, elves, and on rare occasions even women or black people. But truly special games do more than that. They inspire us. They touch us. Or in the case of Bayonetta 2, they inspire us to touch ourselves. One of the top nominees tonight is Alien Isolation. It is a survival horror game in that it asks the question, the Alien franchise survived the horror of colonial marines. But it's great. It's a super scary game. You basically spend the entire time hiding in a closet, like desperately afraid that you're going to be discovered. It's enough to make you marry Katie Holmes. No, okay, that was a terrible joke. I'll give you some free DLC to make up for it. Another big game tonight, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. I have to admit, I haven't played this game yet, but I read on Kotaku that it's better than Civ 5 with the Brave New World expansion pack. Like 5 people in the audience. I know you were wondering, like, is Ice-T here? Did he, like, that sounded just like him. Also nominated for the top award tonight, Sunset Overdrive. This is a game that I'm convinced was created entirely to remind me that I am old. I got a repetitive stress injury just watching somebody play this game. Not to mention a headache from the jackhammer it uses to break fourth wall. On the other end of the spectrum, there's a lot of love tonight for a quiet little game called The Sailor's Dream. I don't know if you played this game. That is a game that really makes you think. Really makes you think, so is anything going to happen in this game, or... No, don't get me wrong. I love a game with a language pace that requires you to spend a lot of time getting into the story. But this is a mobile game, and my commute is not that long. And neither are my dumps. So when I'm going to... Somewhere in the middle, we have another excellent game, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. This is a game where you play a detective who can conjure up the memories of the dead, memories of family, memories of escape, of murder. And as you're enveloped in these memories, you find yourself wondering, did Brian Williams really do all that stuff, or? One game that I really enjoyed, Fantasia, Music Evolved, nominated tonight for Best Music and Best Kids Game. This is an immersive experience that transports the player to a strange alternate reality where people still use Kinect. And as we celebrate these games, we're also already looking forward to the future of gaming. When gaming devices will just be strapped directly onto our face, you know, and we won't have to talk to our loved ones at all. But there's Oculus Rift, of course, which I think was one of the Transformers. Project Morpheus, now Microsoft HoloLens. This is an augmented reality device. It shows you the real world, but then projects entirely fabricated elements on top of it. It's technology first pioneered by Fox News. And of course, one reason that we're all looking forward to the future of gaming is that the present sucks. Like, you know, I don't want to say that this has been a bad year for gamers, but the NFL called and said if there's anything we can do to help improve your image, just let us know. But here at the New York Video Game Critics Circle, you guys have been working for 5 years now to show the world that video games aren't mere playthings, that they're a mature and vital cultural force worthy of critical engagement and analysis. 5 years, and then Gamergate undid all of that in like 6 weeks. I'm not going to talk too much about Gamergate tonight because, come on. But I do want to say one thing about this kind of big underlying fear that they have, that women are going to take video games away from men. Because it's easy to dismiss that as the delusions of sexually frustrated cowards who mastered hand-eye coordination at the expense of social adjustment. But then I heard about Skia. Now, have you seen Skia? Yeah. So this is a game controller that allows you to use your vagina to operate an Endless Runner app, a kind of Yoni Temple run. And here's the thing. For the Gamergaters who are, oh, good, it's gone. I just wanted to make sure. Like, I was like, that's going to be distracting. No, but the thing that made me think about this is that for Gamergaters who are afraid that, whose biggest fear is that games are being pussified, like, that is a game that is literally only for women. But then I thought of a way that the men of Gamergate can enjoy Skia too. They can shove it up their ass. And on that note, let's get to the first award for children's games. Here to present the award for Best Kids Game are Dan Ackerman and Scott Stein of CNET. Come on up. No? Scott Stein is not here. They'll tell you who they are.
That's Dan Ackerman, and I'm actually Lucas Siegel here for the Kids Game. A lot of people out there will actually still tell you that video games are just for kids.
But in this case, they're actually correct because this is the Central Park Children's Zoo Award for Best Kids Game.
And the nominees are Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, Mario Kart 8, Skylanders Trap Team, Disney Infinity Marvel Superheroes, Leo's Fortune, Fantasia Music Evolved, The Last Tinker, City of Colors, The Lego Movie, The Game, Never Alone, and Little Big Planet 3.
Okay, and the winner of our very first award, the Kids Game Award, goes to Mario Kart 8. Hooray!
Right. Hi everyone, PJ from Nintendo. On behalf of all the developers, wanted to say many thanks for this award. You know, the Mario Kart franchise has been around since the early 90s, and with each new version, there is new challenges, and we bring in new gamers. We're really, really grateful for this award for Best Kids Game, and excited that Nintendo can continue to bring games like Mario Kart 8 and bring out the kid in all of us. So, thank you again.
Obviously, well-deserved that award, but I am glad that the Lego Movie game got nominated too, because that'll take some of the sting out of not getting the Oscar nomination. Our next award is for Best Handheld Game. Please welcome, I hope, Chuck Moran from Unwinnable and Craig Goldstein from MTV.
Handheld. So we're holding hands. For the handheld game. Handheld game. So this is the battery.
Let's talk about the two of us coming from Jersey.
We do.
And we spend a lot of time on the commute.
We do.
Right? The
Yes.
Jersey Transit is not known for their on time.
No.
So we have a lot of time to play
Handheld games.
There you go.
Like thumb wrestling is a good handheld game.
Right? Well, yeah.
You
guys all get the point.
Exactly.
Handheld.
Good time. Handheld. And this is the Battery Park Award for Best Handheld Game because people hold their hands a lot in Battery Park. So the nominees are, I'm going to do this one first because I just asked how to say it.
Okay.
Dangrang Ranpa 2.
You can do the second one.
Goodbye Despair by Spike Chunsoft. Hohokum, which is from Sony.
Super Smash Brothers 3DS, Nintendo. Oh, me?
Yeah,
Bravery Default, Square Enix.
Velocity 2X, Future Lab.
Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth, Atlas.
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft by Blizzard.
And we can say this together because we'll both mess it up.
Luftrausers by Van Leer. I like Luftrausers.
That was my favorite one, actually.
And now, and the winner.
This is a nice one.
It is nice.
And the winner is?
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft.
Here we go.
By Blizzard.
Anyone here?
Is anyone from Blizzard here?
I believe
we will accept on their behalf.
On their behalf.
Yeah, I believe the Blizzard guys were appropriately enough caught by an impending blizzard and could not make it into town.
Only
that is
at
true.
Our award show.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope everyone saw those fancy new awards we have. I don't know if you remember from previous years, we had we were using an old Atari controller that was spray painted gold. And like, I don't want to say the other awards shows were laughing at us, but these are fantastic. So nice work, you guys, making those things. Our next award is for the best mobile game, which actually reminds me because I haven't checked Twitter since I got here. So does anyone know if there are any games that Kate Upton is in? Because if I'm not reminded like every 10 minutes, I think I'm going to forget. Here to present the award are Jeremy Voss of Shouts from the Couch and Sarah Clemens of Videodame.
So, mobile games bring gaming to a wider audience in more places than ever before, making our commutes, doctors' waiting rooms, and lines at the DMV a little more bearable.
But portable convenience doesn't mean lack of innovation. The characteristics unique to mobile platforms, touchscreen controls, gyroscopes, and GPS capabilities, to name just a few, can make for singular and affecting player experiences.
The games nominated tonight for the A-Train Award for Best Mobile Game exemplify these kinds of experiences. The nominees are Two Dots, Monument Valley, Us Two, Threes, Servo, 80 Days, Inkle, Hitman Go, Square Enix, Bounden, Game Oven, Wayward Souls, Noodle Cake, Sailor's Dream, Simogo, and Leo's Fortune, 1337, and Senri LLC.
And the winner is... Threes.
Thank you. My name's Asher. I designed this game, but I couldn't have done it without my collaborator, Greg Woolwind, who did all the art, and Jimmy Hinson, who did all the music, and then all my friends who did all the voices. So thanks for playing the game. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations, Asher. You owe me about 80 hours of my life, just this year. Our next award is the Statue of Liberty Award for Best World. And now, Lucas Siegel wasn't wearing you up. Who's well, Sumit Sakar, I see you there from Polygon, and whoever is coming with you. He's totally by himself. He's got. It's the best world, and he's keeping it for himself. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. All right. So this is the award for Best World. We all love games because they can transport us anywhere, just away from 2014. And these are the nominees for the games that, some of the games that did the best job in that respect. All right, we have Alien Isolation from Sega, Sunset Overdrive from Microsoft Studios, The Wolf Among Us from Telltale Games, Forza Horizon 2 from Microsoft Studios, South Park: The Stick of Truth from Ubisoft, Far Cry 4, also from Ubisoft, Mind Path to Thalamus from Carlos Coronado, Watch Dogs from Ubisoft. That's not fair, they get so many chances.
Stop being so good at your job.
The Vanishing of Ethan Carter from The Astronauts, and Wolfenstein: The New Order from Bethesda Softworks. And the winner is Far Cry 4.
Hey everyone, my name is Phil Fournier from Ubisoft Montreal. We went all the way to Nepal to make sure that we got this world right, and this award just proves that we did it. So thanks to everyone for getting lost in our world, and we're glad that we enjoyed it.
And yeah, so many research and different people are actually involved in making this game. So this award really goes to the team and everybody who made the effort to make it happen. And also thanks everybody who organized this event. This is really nice to be here. Thank you.
So, a great video game is often made up of a series of great moments. And to me, one of the greatest moments this year was this one from Alien Isolation. Can we put that up on the screen? Yeah. So I don't know if you can see this. This is graffiti on the wall. Can we do the lights so people can see the screen? So we're not the slickest awards show out there. It's a little bit sloppy and awkwardly paced, and not everything works right, but we always have a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll just start talking about this because it's what we should still work on, getting the lights down for the slides that are coming after this. But I'll tell you about this one. It is graffiti on the wall of an abandoned space station. Yeah, it says, "No hospital, no authority, no hope." Because I'd been wandering around this abandoned space station, and I was wondering, what if I get injured? Is there a hospital? And then helpfully there was this graffiti to say, no, there's no hospital. But then it actually went the extra mile and said, also, there's no authority of any kind, which two things. One, I had figured that out by this point. And two, isn't that something graffiti writers usually want? Like, I don't see too many people, you know, going out tagging thinking, oh, I don't know why no one's keeping order in this place. But then finally, no hope, which is like a really fast turn from the specific to the existential. Like, okay, no hospital, no authority. I guess the next thing I want to know is there an escape pod? Is there a mess hall? No hope. Okay. But here's what I'm getting at. Video game graffiti didn't always used to be like this. It used to be much more like graffiti is in the real world, as I'm sure you remember from Super Mario. Yeah. Right, because that's what people use graffiti for. Well, that, and as we remember from Pokemon, marking your territory. I don't know if you remember, that game had a serious gang problem. Graffiti, of course, can also be philosophical, as we saw in Assassin's Creed. And graffiti can also be political. Now, you've probably seen Meat is Murder spray painted in places. That shows up in a slightly more expansive version in Far Cry 4. Oh, do we? No? Okay. Well, it says meat is murder, and so are loot bags and wallets and quivers, and then we're okay with syringes because, you know, it only uses plants for the syringes. It's a good joke. It's hard to read. But political sloganeering isn't new. You probably remember this from Advance Wars. Yeah. Catchy slogan. Even in the earliest days of video games, graffiti was calling attention to some of the frankly horrible male privilege in Leisure Suit Larry. Can we? Yeah. That guy, Larry, hit on a lot of women who probably just wanted to be left alone. I'm just going to point that out. I know it's a controversial thing to say about Leisure Suit Larry in 2015. Of course, graffiti writers, the best graffiti writers, aren't afraid to take on real social issues, like in Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, it's about ethics in Gold Saucer games. See, in-game graffiti, the idea is to make the player feel like they're in a real lived-in world. Although, if the player could actually write graffiti themselves, you'd probably see more messages like this one from Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. just walk on by, those are probably already a moot point, as we're already moving on from graffiti to more sophisticated forms of political propaganda, as we saw in Animal Crossing. Yeah. Okay. All right, we can get the lights back up. And thank you, by the way. Our friends Johnny Celentano made those slides, which are great. And most of the jokes were written by a couple of guys from the website Dorkly, Jeff Rubin and Caldwell Tanner, as well as a couple of my colleagues from The Daily Show, Owen Parsons and Trayvon Free. And now Owen and Caldwell are going to come up and give out the next award. In the Dark.
Hello. Hey there. We are here to present the award for the Off-Broadway Best Indie Game of the Year.
Although, to be honest, Caldwell and I don't really play dumb art games because we're real gamers. So.
Yeah, we only play the most honorable of medals, the battlest of fields, and of course, the colliest of duties.
Yeah, now I don't want to brag, but I'm so hardcore that my gamer tag was banned because it had too many X's in it.
Dude, that's nothing. I tried to play Gears of War, and I fell asleep almost instantly because there weren't enough chainsaws.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. Well, one time, I accidentally played a video game without a straight white male protagonist, and I got so furious I punched a bicycle.
so hardcore. Dog, I'm so hardcore, I made a mod of Shovel Knight called Shooter Knight. The only difference is that he has a gun. It made $3 million in the first 36 hours on Steam.
I had to be told 5 minutes ago that Monument Valley wasn't a new Battlefield map.
The Long Dark is what I call the 2 weeks I camp out in front of the goddamn Walmart for the new Madden game to drop.
Yeah, okay. Well, the only 3s I've played are the 2 copies of Halo 3 I keep in my stepdad's upstairs and downstairs bathrooms.
That's smart. That's a smart choice.
Yeah, thank you.
When I found out that The Road Not Taken wasn't a game where you have to take down a zombie Nazi version of Robert Frost trying to take over the world, I went on a goddamn hunger strike.
I downloaded Wolf Among Us thinking it was Wolfenstein DLC, and when I found out it was about fairy tales, I threw my Xbox in a washing machine and moved to a new house.
I proposed to my girlfriend in between matches of COD, while a chorus of rude Southern teens told me I was a cock-munching pussy muppet to my face. It's the most romantic thing that's ever happened to me.
I call SWAT teams on myself because I'm lonely.
I lied about having a girlfriend. The closest thing I've got is a body pillow of Cliff Bleszinski and the occasional erotic wet dream about the EA announcer who says, "It's in the game."
Every time I shoot a Nazi zombie, I wish that I was that Nazi zombie because someone cared about that Nazi zombie enough to end his miserable charade of life.
Dude, you feel that way too? Bro, bring it in, dog!
Oh, yeah, man.
Woo! Games!
AAA!
Woo!
All right, and the nominees for Art Game or whatever are 3s, Servo.
Jazz Punk, Necrophone.
The Long Dark, Hinterland.
The Road Not Taken, Spry Fox.
Shovel Knight, Yacht Club.
Transistor, Supergiant.
Valiant Hearts, Ubisoft.
Sailor's Dream, Simogo.
80 Days, Inkle.
Monument Valley, Us Two.
Sunless Sea, Fail Better.
Mind, Path to Thalamus, Carlos Coronado.
And the award goes to
Shovel Knight!
I believe we have a video from the person accepting this award.
So we get to keep the award.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Nick from Yacht Club Games. On behalf of the whole production team, I just want to extend our thanks for even being considered and nominated for this award. It's truly an honor to be nominated alongside other such great games, and I just want to extend our thanks and appreciation. Additionally, we have a lot of friends and family to thank. We had a lot of support during the production of the game, and anybody who's made a game can attest it's a difficult process, so we need to extend our thanks to them, and also all of our fans. We've had a crazy amount of support from the fans of Shovel Knight, and I just want to thank you guys for playing the game, enjoying it, and telling us, and constantly telling us, and it's been really great. And especially, we have 16,000 people that believed in us from the very beginning. Back when the game was just in its inception vision, we had 16,000 people who believed in us, and those were our Kickstarter backers. And more than anything, we need to thank you guys for making this happen and believing in us enough to give us $10, $15, and some of you a lot more. And so, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much.
And now can we cue up the second video where he names all 16,000 people? Can we get that? In the AAA version of that acceptance speech, he's played by Kevin Spacey. It's really amazing. Can we get the lights back on? Just because I feel like I'm going to fall off the stage here. It might just be me. Our next award is the Freedom Tower Award for Best Remake. Really, Freedom Tower Award for Best Remake, okay. Never forget. Please welcome yet another writer for The Daily Show, Trayvon Free.
Hello. This mic is very low. I'm just going to take it out. This award actually won the award for award with the biggest stretch of a title connecting itself to terrorism and 9/11. This award was actually last given out in 2001, but it took 14 years to remake it, and Banksy still thinks it's visually unappealing. So, what else do I have down here? Not included in this category is Assassin's Creed Unity, because a game actually has to be finished for it to be remade. We're honoring Tomb Raider tonight, a game that, based on its color palette, was originally called 50 Shades of Grey. Not included in this category is Turtle Rock's Evolve, where one person is ganged up on and attacked from all directions. I believe that was a plot derived from Gamergate. And now I'm going to read you the nominees. Grand Theft Auto 5, Diablo 3, Ultimate Evil Edition, Blizzard, Metro 2033, Deep Silver, The Last of Us Remastered, Sony, Strider, Double Helix, Minecraft, various new editions, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Crystal Dynamics, Oddworld, New and Tasty, Just Add Water. And the winner is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hi, I'm Simon from Rockstar Games, and on behalf of the many, 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 many people who worked on this game, I'd like to thank all the people who went out and played and enjoyed the new generation versions, and I'd also like to thank Harold and the Critics Circle for their passion, their wit, and erudition. Cheers.
Okay, our next category is the Herman Melville Award for Best Writing. What does it take to write a great video game script? An ear for dialogue, certain cleverness, facility with language, sense of humor, maybe a couple of Emmy Awards. My point is that my current job is not all that secure, and I'm on LinkedIn. Please welcome Evan Narcisse of Kotaku and Jill Shar of Tom's Guide.
So Jill, you know why we're presenting the Writers Award, right?
Why is that?
Because we're both wearing red, the favorite color of writers everywhere, right? Just take this out, take that out. So that's why we're up here. Who knew?
We coordinated.
Psychically.
This year's nominees for Best Writing include mobile games, indie games, AAAs, funny games, horror games, and more.
From the compelling characters to the intriguing worlds to the unforgettable experiences, here are the nominees for Best Writing in a Video Game. The name of the award is the Herman Melville Award, as you guys heard before. Okay, first up.
The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, The Astronauts.
Transistor, Supergiant.
The Wolf Among Us, Telltale.
The Walking Dead Season 2, also Telltale.
Wolfenstein, The New Order, Bethesda.
South Park, The Stick of Truth, Ubisoft.
Sailor's Dream, Simogo.
Sunset Overdrive by Insomniac Games.
Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth by Atlas.
And Valiant Hearts by Ubisoft. It's this side. Figure that out.
So much tape.
And winner is?
South Park, The Stick of Truth.
All right, this is awesome. Unfortunately, the guys from Obsidian Entertainment could be here today, so Vince and I will accept it for them. And on their behalf, thank you everyone for your support. Those guys made a great job, obviously, of recreating South Park. I think it's a game that we've all been waiting for if you're a fan of South Park. So thanks everyone.
Yeah, congratulations, Obsidian. They made an amazing game. Really fun if you haven't played it.
Okay, before we get to the next award, you're probably aware that earlier this week the technical awards were given out. And so I just want to tell you who won some of those awards. Best Wizard Makeout Simulator went to Dragon Age Inquisition. First Good Shovelware went to Shovel Knight. Wolfenstein: The New Order won Best Game that somehow found some Nazis we haven't killed yet. It's the first one to win that award. The best bread-based entertainment property since sliced bread went to I Am Bread. The best game that makes you feel guilty about those that giant binder of Magic cards collecting dust under your bed went to Hearthstone. Most development money spent per dick joke went to Grand Theft Auto 5. Super Smash Brothers won Best Game for forging meaningful friendships, then just as quickly destroying them because your so-called friend refuses to do anything but fucking spam Lil Max one punch mega hit. Fucking, sorry, it was another good joke that I ruined. And the best game of the year, if only it existed, for the 8th year in a row, to The Last Guardian. So, and now, to give out the next award for Best Esports Experience, here are Chelsea Stark of Mashable and Nick Capizzoli from GameSpot.
I am right at the edge here.
Dangerous.
Okay, so in 1891, long before we had video games to get us through a winter like this, the Springfield YMCA asked James Naismith to create a diversion for their students who were trapped inside during the long New England winters and getting kind of combative and hormonal, you know. And in response, James Naismith created the game basketball.
So the Ebbett Field Award for Best Esport Experience kind of exemplifies the developer who's capturing that same idea. The one who's able to capture the nasty hormone-fed teens and transfer them into a video game experience now.
Keep them away from all the rest of us.
Yeah. And the nominees are Dota 2 by Valve Software, Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft by Blizzard, League of Legends by Riot Games, Smite by Hi-Rez Studios, StarCraft 2 by Valve Software, StarCraft 2 by Blizzard, Counter-Strike by Valve Software, Super Smash Bros. Melee by Nintendo, and Ultra Street Fighter 4 by Capcom.
And the Ebbets Field Award for the Best Esports Experience goes to Super Smash Bros. Melee, Nintendo. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Okay, Smash Bros. So if you know Nintendo, you know that we take a lot of pride in keeping our franchises fresh and compelling over the years. And you saw that this year with the launch of Super Smash for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, both games nominated tonight. However, we're not talking about those games. We're talking about a game that was launched 14 years ago originally on the GameCube. And you can only imagine that we're very excited here at Nintendo that that game is still so loved by fans. So thank you again.
And now, the New York Video Game Critics Circle is pleased to present a world premiere game trailer. All the way from Stockholm, it's Gwyn Studios' Wolf, The Red Hood Diaries. And I'm not even going to ask to turn off the lights because that just...
Father spoke in drawings more often than in words.
Charcoal was his mother tongue. He sketched the most beautiful stories I've ever heard. The truth behind my father's death was buried along with his body. Lips were sealed and the case was closed, but not for me. Wait, Wolf knows I'm here, and he's after Granny. The only twig left on my family tree. Unleashed, a beast. Oh, how I curse my own spell. Forgive me, child. I meant well. Wait, what's that noise?
All right, let's give it up for Grin Studios. Whoa. And even
I'm
better.
Grin Wouters, founder of Grin. I wish I could be there to meet you in person, but me and my team are crunching like crazy to get Wolf, the Rabbit Diaries ready for release on March 17th. The second volume of our fairy tale platformer is scheduled to come out in August, and we have an exclusive sneak preview for you. I would like to thank the New York Video Game Critics Circle for having us, and thank you all for watching Wolf. Enjoy your evening. Cheers.
Gonna play the whole game. Two exclusive trailers, world premiere. Thank you. Whoa, that looks pretty good. And everybody here has an envelope on their chair with the exclusive game code, so you can go play that before anybody else, and some other fun stuff. And now let's move along to present the Tin Pan Alley Award for Best Music in a Game. Here are Kevin Clark, a Circle managing editor and a contributor to Black Enterprise, and Harry Rabinowitz, a Circle intern. Come on up, guys.
You ever notice how far video game music has come over the past decade?
I mean, yeah, we've gone from like 8-bit chip tunes to full Hans Zimmer orchestral scores.
I mean, I can only imagine what's next. I mean, in video games, it could be something like Katy Perry doing the original soundtrack for Metal Gear Solid 6.
Or we could have Daft Punk getting lucky in the next Call of Duty installment.
Better yet, you can have Kanye interrupting Jack Wall to tell everybody else that Yuzo Kuzoshiro is the best video game music composer of all time.
I mean, I really hope not. I don't like mixing my rap stars with my composers. Kanye's not here, right?
No, of all time.
I'm worried he's here. He might be here.
Nah, he's not here.
All right. Okay, we're good. All right.
So, with that said, we would like to announce the nominees for Best Music in a Video Game.
Hold on.
What's wrong?
No, I got it. I'm prepared. It's okay.
He's the intern, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's funny. Really funny. Thank you. Thanks for that. And the nominees are Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. The Baron Saga, Stoic. Transistor, Supergiant Games. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, The Astronauts. Destiny, Bungie. Forza Horizon 2 by Microsoft. Sunless Sea from Fail Better. Watch Dogs from Ubisoft. Jazz Punk from Necrophone. And Fantasia Music Evolved from Harmonix.
And the winner is? Transistor.
Hello, I'm Logan Cunningham. I do acting for Supergiant Games, accepting on behalf of Darren Korb, the composer and audio director of the company. We'd like to thank the Critics Circle for being so awesome to us over here, starting with Bastion. We'd like to thank everyone that played Transistor. And I personally would like to thank one person in particular, that is Darren's wife, Michelle, who was pregnant. She was pregnant with their son Milo, who's going to turn 1 in 3 days. And for just putting up with us, because we record everything in their apartment. So thank you, Michelle. And thank you, all of you. Thank you.
All right. The next award is the Great White Way Award for Best Acting in a Game, and our presenter is a good one. I know a lot of you are excited for next month's debut of Powers, the first TV show for the PlayStation Network. She is one of the stars of that show, and you can see her in the upcoming Poltergeist remake. Please welcome Susan Hayward.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for thanks for having me. I'm a little bit nervous. Everyone got a partner when they got up here to present. I don't have a partner. And everyone, it seemed like, practiced and had a script. When I showed up to film Powers, they had a script. But I am here to honor the other actors who give their hearts, their brains, their bodies, their voices to these characters that inhabit the worlds that our gamers love to enjoy. And without further ado, I'm going to get on with honoring them. The nominees are Kevin Spacey, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Troy Baker, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. It's just so much fun to say. Melissa Hutchison, The Walking Dead Season 2. Logan Cunningham for Transistor. Adam Harrington, The Wolf Among Us. Trey Parker, South Park, The Stick of Truth. Stick the truth to them. And Laura Bailey for Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. And the winner is... Ooh, Trey Parker, South Park, The Stick of Truth. Stick it to him.
All right, so I'm not Trey Parker, but I'd like to thank everybody for this award.
This feels so weird to take an award for Trey Parker.
For him.
Like,
but so many great memories from all his voices throughout all the seasons. Like, I've been watching the 18th season of South Park, and it still feels like the real one, the original one. If I could do a Cartman impression, I'd do it, but it would just feel wrong, so sorry. But thank you.
So, at the beginning of the evening, Harold Goldberg recalled the tragically short life of Andrew Yoon. In addition to writing for Joystick and Shack News, Andrew had begun creating his own games. And tonight, the New York Video Game Critics Circle introduces a new special award named in his honor. The first Andrew Yoon Memorial Legend Award goes to the great Ralph Baer, the father of video games.
Baer, well, I'm usually known as the inventor of the video game, particularly the console video game business. We built a succession of 7 models, the last one of which we call the brown box because it was covered by brown, the piece of paper. Then we went on a 2-year trek trying to find somebody who would take a license and actually produce something. That turned out to be Magnavox.
This is Odyssey, the new electronic game simulator. You attach Odyssey to your television set in seconds to create a closed-circuit electronic playground.
The Odyssey sold quite well. About 100,000 was sold the first year in '72. By the end of life in '74, 350,000 Odysseys were in homes. Not a bad start. So several million people played video games by then.
It's new from Magnavox. Odyssey.
For the last 30 years, I've been doing toys and games, some of which became quite well known, like Milton Bradley's Simon game, for example. But by and large, I'm in the same boat as other inventors. We come up with a lot of stuff, spend a lot of time developing and building things and marketing them, and if we're lucky, out of 10 or 15 items we do a year, maybe 1 or 2 of them wind up with a licensing agreement. My measure of success isn't a proper explanation of why I do what I do. First of all, my wife died in 2006. She died on a Friday. On Monday, the President of the United States hung the National Medal of Technology around my head. She didn't make it. So here I am. We built this house 53 years ago. I've rattled around in it alone. So what do you expect me to do? All my friends, they're all gone. I've outlived them all. I'll be 90 in March of next year. So what am I going to do? I need a challenge. And I still get a big charge of making something work. I write the hardware, I push the button, I download it into the microprocessor, and it works. Ah, beautiful. It's like I'm basically an artist. I'm no different from a painter that sits there and loves what he does. I mean, would you ask a guy who's been painting all his life, why do you keep painting? Why don't you retire? Retire to what? I mean, stop painting? I mean, this is insane. I mean, why would you want to do that, right? So here I am.
Thank you to David Freeman for providing that video. And now accepting the award on behalf of the Bear family are the directors of the forthcoming documentary Console Wars, Blake Harris and Jonah Tullis. Coming up, guys.
All right, so, it's really sad to see Ralph, and also puts a smile on our face. We got to spend a little time with him, and we'll tell you in a few moments why we are up here. We weren't involved with the inventing of video games. But before we do, I want to tell you briefly a story that his son told me. He told us, his son, Mark Bayer, he lives in Utah, and we'll go back in time about 15 years, around 2000, 2001. And Mark's walking down the street, and he sees a newspaper for the Salt Lake City Tribune, and it says, inventor of video games coming to town to give a speech. And so for a split second, he thinks, oh, my dad's coming to town. And realizes he's not, and then sees the picture of Nolan Bushnell, and realizes that this is, that his father, who in 1966 invented the concept of video games and is, the father of video games and why we're all here tonight, wasn't getting the credit that he deserved. And to take nothing away from Nolan Bushnell, who deserves several awards and made many major contributions, but he didn't invent video games. And from then on, Mark went on a quest to make sure that the world, gamers and non-gamers alike, knew the contribution that his father had made. And so, luckily that quest has been successful, but we're still in the middle of that process, and even with Ralph's passing, we gotta help spread the word, sustain his legacy more than ever, and that's why we're here tonight, to accept on his behalf. Why don't you talk about how we met Ralph? And
we were researching this documentary and a book called Console Wars on the battle between Sega and Nintendo in the early 90s, and we kind of stumbled upon Ralph, and he didn't really fit into our story, but he wanted to meet with us, so we drove in the snow all the way up to Manchester, New Hampshire, where he still lives alone. And as you can see from that video, he tinkers around in his workshop and has this amazing wall of fame of all the other games he did. And we spent the day with him, and we learned from him, and we were just kind of fascinated by him. He's it's not just because of his accomplishments, but he kind of had this like really fun Larry David-esque, sensibility. And so when we were driving home after that long day, we
and this was at a point when
this is years ago.
We were in the middle of this documentary, Console Wars, about Sega Nintendo, and I was working on a book, and we were working on some other scripts, and we did not want to work on any other projects, but we were so fascinated by Ralph, and we spent the whole ride home saying, oh, remember that story, remember this. In addition to inventing video games, he also had a hand in several prominent toys, like that game Simon, the beep boop game. And he also just has a really fascinating upbringing. He's a Jewish man. He grew up in Germany. He left at the right time and ended up fighting against the Germans in the war. And we were just so fascinated by
this humble man. And so we decided that we wanted to go up and film him and see if there was a documentary on him that we could, film. So we took a crew up and we filmed a few times, and we have, we're trying to put together tell his story, sort of, which we're really excited to do.
Yeah, and so that was not our film beforehand, which we both really enjoyed. But we're honored to accept this award on his behalf, and also to get to tell his story, and tell a story in the video game world where I think that there haven't been enough stories told, and that's starting to change, and we're honored and thrilled to be part of that process.
Thanks.
All right, folks, we are at this is it. We're up to the last award. It's the award for Best Host of a Video Game Awards Show. The final award for Best Game of the Year. And what we'd like to do, it's kind of a tradition, all the members of the New York Video Game Critics Circle who feel like it, please come on up and present this award. And give these guys a round of applause, because all year round they are working really hard to write great stuff about video games. The first person who falls off the stage loses. You'll respawn in the back of the room.
So, thanks so much for coming out tonight. This is our Game of the Year award, and I'd like to bring up our newest circle members to read the nominees and do the awards. So that would be Sarah Clemens from Videodame, and Nick Capozzoli from GameSpot. Thanks so much for coming.
This is a surprise. That's nice. All right, so the nominees for Best Video Game of the Year are Alien Isolation by Sega,
South Park: The Stick of Truth by Ubisoft,
Sunset Overdrive by Microsoft,
Bayonetta 2 from Nintendo,
Forza Horizon 2 by Microsoft,
Hearthstone: Heroes of Warcraft from Blizzard,
Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, WBIE,
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U from Nintendo,
Walking Dead Season 2, Telltale Games,
Wolfenstein: The New Order from Bethesda Softworks,
The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, The Astronauts,
Sailor's Dream from Smogo,
and finally Dragon Age Inquisition, Electronic Arts. You go ahead.
And the Big Apple Award for the Best Video Game goes to Wolfenstein: The New Order.
so great to work at Bethesda. So the Bethesda guys were about to come up, but there's a blizzard down in that area, so they were not able to make it up. So we will take this award and pass it on to them. Thanks so much.
You can take down the entire Third Reich with a machine gun, but a little snow stops you from getting to New York. No, it's like... I'll get up there eventually. Really, I'm just coming back up to say goodbye and thank you. It has been so much fun hosting for you. I hope you had a good time tonight. If you didn't, there's more whiskey after the show, so you will. There's live music. Stick around. We're going to have fun. And is there anything? Thank you to everybody who contributed and who came out. Have a great night. Thank you.
Hi, Blake. I thought that since they're coming up in a couple of weeks, I might introduce you to one of my friends. He's going to do an imitation of Randy Newman. Watch this.
No one likes us, I don't know why. We may not be perfect, but heaven knows we try. But all around, even our old friends put us down. Let's drop the big one and see what happens. We give them money, but are they grateful? Though they're spiteful and they're hateful, they don't respect us, so let's surprise them. We'll drop the big one, polarize.
Where are you going to sleep now?
I've been thinking about that. How about the top of your bed or the bottom?
Oh, no way. You're not sleeping with me. I won't listen to you snoring all night. Think of something else.
I'll wrap myself around your ears, okay? Keep you nice and warm.
Oh, no, you won't. Out to the woodshed. That's where you're going. Off to the woodshed with you.
That does it. I'm leaving. So long, folks. Have a nice day.
So long, folks. Have a nice day.